Welcome to a new short update in which we're going to cover a bit of the price action of Bitcoin, as today has been a day traders have been looking forward to, as we saw Powell speaking up again. We've also been seeing the fact that the dollar has been dropping down. We have been seeing the fact that Bitcoin facing resistance is something taking place now too. So we're going to discuss that. But before we continue, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, also check out our Twitter and Instagram, and check out our free trade letter 3 times per week. We provide you with the latest information about the markets. Tomorrow it's going to be about Bitcoin and ETH again. On Friday it's Altcoin Friday. Altcoin setups are granted to you. Also for this week on Thursday, we'll be going live at 2:15 p.m. Central European time because the CPI data is coming out. So I'll be there to navigate through the markets during that period. The police won't be there, but we'll be going through the markets and starting to show what the impact could be about the CPI number. Just like today we've had Powell speaking up, we'll actually have been getting some momentum in the markets, but there's no real move at all, unless we can see that the dollar has been dropping down. So I'll just go through the charts of what you should be watching, and then we ending off with the TA on Bitcoin and ETH. First of all, last Friday was the big event, which is the fact that the yields started to fall off a cliff. Now today came in with Powell speaking up, in which investors most likely were seeking for the pivot case, or at least pausing the hikes. However, unemployment data came in, and that's actually better than expected, so the entire pivot case is still not valid. So we see the yields, especially the long-term ones, might be on the edge of having that reversal and starting to fall off a cliff. Could be due to Thursday with the CPI, but right now it's just consolidating and starting to show a lower high, bouncing off a little bit from the crucial area due to the fact that Powell has not been speaking at all. Now we see the 2 years also bouncing from support, still undecided, consolidating here, and I think that based on CPI from Thursday, but also Powell in the next meeting, this one is going to give the actual direction. Going towards the DXY, we did see the reaction of taking the highs here, right? I'll just show it. The highs were taken above this range, so this was classified as a fake out. And then we started to fall off a cliff based on the PMI number coming in, taking out all the liquidity beneath the lows. And now we are looking at a potential case where the DXY is regaining the level that it lost, and then we start overshooting towards here again. Might be taking place tomorrow or the day after, in which we start to continue rallying again before we fall based on CPI. It's all speculation, but it looks as if we are having a fake out below the low and that we're going to reclaim it quite fast, ultimately resulting into the euro dollar breaking above the high as we have been seeing here, and this is one of the biggest variables of the DXY. If it falls beneath 1068 to 1071, so if it falls below this level, we're going to gap all the way towards here again. So it's important to realize that this one needs to sustain strength, which it doubtfully is after this big bounce, and then we're going to fall back in and create higher time frame bearish divergences. And we also saw the fact of the NASDAQ bouncing up a little. The trend remains to be going down with the NASDAQ, and we've had a slight bounce from support here, in which it potentially could be called a fake rally, given the fact that the recession is coming along, unemployment data is still going right, which means that more hikes are going to take place, and that's why this fake rally is currently consolidating, in which we most likely are also going to get a continuation of the downwards drop, or at least after this rejection start to fall towards the lows again, but that is all speculation at this point. What I'm seeing more at this stage is the fact that Bitcoin had a run towards higher time frame resistance. So Bitcoin has been seeing some strength lately and could continue showing this strength, but it's into a higher time frame resistance zone. So Bitcoin is not cracking this resistance yet, and therefore I'm not favoring any longs at this point at all. And now we have been seeing the first test, and based on lower time frames, I was assuming 17.1 is the area that we probably are going to get a bounce from. took place, and this bounce is getting us towards the actual region of resistance, and now we're rejecting from it. Might actually sweep it higher towards 17.5 before we fall back down. Ultimately, I think we need some more consolidation, in which the crucial area that I'm looking at for longs is the area around 16.9, especially if the dollar is going to grind back up. It will bring Bitcoin down towards the lows, but this is a good bounce. Right now, a short should be activated a little bit if it goes to the lower time frame price action at this point, but it's tricky with all the events taking place. Ethereum, same view. Massive breakout upwards, fake out here, then we started to rally, got into resistance, first test, and then a short bounce from here. Now a second test is taking place, and the question will be whether this is going to continue running, or within the next 24 hours we are going to lose the entire trend here, start losing the lows, and once we do, we could be getting this, in which we take the liquidity and then fall. But once we start losing this trend, the liquidity will be taken, and then we will have a very swift, fast drop all the way towards 1290. So you can see it from previously. Here we started losing the trend as well after having this sweep. You can see how far we went with the actual correction. Same went here, grind up, lost the trend, fast drop towards the next level. You can see it all the time. Here's the grind is back up. Lost the trend, fast drop down. So that is something to take into account here. Consolidation as well, took the high, fast drop down, retest. If Ethereum is not clearly going to break this resistance that we have around 1340, I think that we're going to have a swift drop, and then we're going to have a swift drop into the 1290 zone to 1270, which is ultimately the area that you clearly want to look at for potential longs. Tomorrow I'll be discussing altcoins. Thursday I'll be live when it comes to Bitcoin and CPI. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Have a wonderful day.